Alright. And we're streaming live, are we? Yes. Okay. There we go. There's NASDAQ mini. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna start off these live streams with something. This time it's one of my favorite cars, Mercedes Somber C9. I got this off eBay. Very cool car. Let's see here. They make a kit car. It's a SLC. It's basically in the same shape. Very good kit car as far as Nürburgring, taking around the Nürburgring. Very nice. It's an old school design, but the kit car is made in a new school way, so it's a lot better than the 1987 version, I could imagine. Let's see this. Put this down now. That way I have the chat here, and until we get chat, this is starting to become a good place to enter the market. Actually, might want to look at that. But the C9, yes, this is Mercedes Somber C9. It's also in the Gran Turismo game. So if you want to drive it, you could drive it if you have a PS4, or you can get access to the Gran Turismo GT Sport game. So it's really great. Felt like driving a chainsaw. Anyway, moving on. Now, why am I deciding to trade the stock market? Just wanted to have at least some kind of discussion here before I start. First episode. Looking for financial freedom, as everybody is. Pretty sure that's not too bad for me and my family. I said that once I'm gonna get some financial freedom, I'm gonna cut my beard, so that it's a goal. I hope it's gonna make my life better. I'm using this platform and everything, OBS, to record. I'm using OBS to record my trading journal here. I'm using this as a trading journal. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit sloppy in the beginning and mess, but it's going to work. It's going to be pretty good eventually. I'm going to get a better computer and everything. Everything's going to look better. Yep. And we can start thinking about our first trade already. I was thinking of just getting about 10 points or 20 points. Okay, anyway, so continuing with the introduction. Just needed to check the market. Everything's going to be a little bit sloppy, messy in the beginning. I'm not only doing this to make my life better, my family's life better, but I want to also look forward to doing some kind of charity work. So that should be in the horizon. I'm looking to do some effective charity work, something that's going to be above the ordinary. So hopefully with winnings we can get there after I get some financial freedom. And also looking forward to maybe doing some kind of gaming in the future. Maybe definitely once after I get a new computer going. My plan for trading is just to have $2,500 in equity. You can see here. This is cash account, and I do have some cash on the side. So if we do fall to about $1,000, we don't want to go under $1,000 because one mini contract margin is $1,000. So we can't fall under $1,000 if I'm correct. I don't actually know all the rules. I'm just wanting to start trading. So that's what we're doing. I'm starting trading. If we do some mistakes and we pay some fines, that's all right. What's important is we start and we get going. Let's see here. Let's see. Right. So the plan is important to go through the plans so everybody could understand what I'm doing. If they're interested, if they don't, we'll get into the trading soon. So the plan is to have $2,500 as the cash account, and then you have $1,500 as basically a cushion. Less, because we don't want to go under $1,000, because I'm pretty sure that's when you're going to get stopped out automatically, and they also are going to take a $50 fine, I believe TradeEvade does. I'm not sure of the rules. I'll get the rules more straight in the future. I just want to start trading right now. I've been practicing and I'm pretty confident in my skills, so I'm here to test it out, and let's go. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Right, and if I fail, I have some cash to refill my account. So, and if I go to broke to zero, I'm going back to work, make some money, and I'll come back in a month or two. But that's probably not going to happen because I'm pretty confident in my skills. Okay, that's enough of that. Oh, and here's the wiki page for the Shady Somber C9. Right, 1987. Pretty nice car. Basically get the same thing now with the SLC kit car. So that's really cool. Nürburgring. If you ever get there with something. Anyway. Drive safe, people. Okay. So let's see. Main thing that I'm doing is reversals with trend lines, or following the trend if we do catch one. Right now we're in a consolidation, and we have this breakout that's happening right now. If I got my intro done faster, I could have caught this trade. Especially, I would have thought of entering around once it broke this area. It messes around once it breaks the line, and then here it begins to move up. So you could enter here with a stop, with like a 10-point stop loss easy. So now we see. I would have said that would have been a safe bet, especially since we have a strong setup here. All right. Let's see. Right. As far as my indicators, I'm basically using just a 21 EMA, a 9 EMA, Bollinger Bands sometimes. Starting to feel like I'm losing my mind. Don't understand what the market's doing. Bollinger Bands kind of makes the screen look like spaghetti, but it works. Basically, the pivot points don't show up on TradeEvade, so we have to go to the 5-minute chart. Oops. Changing. Medium. Alright, so 5-minute candlesticks. Where's those pivot points at? Come on. See, here's the pivot points. Just doesn't want to show you. 427. Alright, 427. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're right in the middle of 2 pivot points. Okay. Oh, there they are. Now they gave us the pivot points. See, the pivot points show up and disappear whenever they want to. Pivot points do whatever they want on Trade-Evade. Gosh, Trade-Evade. Get your pivot points right. And VWAP, where they have no VWAP. Who has no VWAP? Download your own VWAP on Trade-Evade. It's ridiculous. But it's still the best. It's got these big buttons right here. That's what I really like about Trade-Evade. It's got these nice buttons. That's all you need is big, nice buttons. Buy and sell. Alright. So let's see how this trade would have gone if we would have entered right around right here. Still wouldn't have retouched our entry. We would have entered somewhere around here. Probably would have touched our entry, but I would have entered a lot sooner. Probably around down here. I've already been like in a 10 point, and mostly we're going to be doing points here because you could do as many contracts as you want, but if you have negative points, then you're not making any money. So you have 1 contract or 200 contracts. What's important is the points. No ticks, no pips. I don't even want to think what the tick or a pip is. It's just cutting hairs too much, splitting hairs too much. How's everything? Alright. If we're just looking to get like 10 or 20 points, then go into tomorrow morning. Ideas maybe start at 5 a.m. So I feel the market starts, this is Central Time, so 6 a.m. New York time. I feel that the market starts moving at about 5 a.m. Central Time. So that's when I'm going to start making videos. That's the goal. We'll see what happens. That's right, and we got 75 points for a cushion. So if we lose 10 points or 5 points, that's not too much. But we got to stick to one strategy. One strategy, because the market will change. But if we keep changing, then we never know just how good we are. Because we got to pick a, we have to pick a winning strategy. Right? Get the whiteboard out here. Number 1, a winning strategy. Let's see. You need a winning strategy. Oh my gosh, it's going escaped my head. Alright, let's go. Get this down right. Just forget about it. 1 second, let me try to get this down here. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so we would have exited out the market about right now because we don't want to lose any points. So this would have been a bad trade, basically. So we gotta make sure that at the beginning the trades are going to be 100% diamonds. Alright. Alright, let's see if everything is working here. I think everything is working. Uh-oh. What's happening here? Give me a second. Give me a second here. Sorry guys, give me a second. Alright, so I was okay, so we're going. This is working. Everything seems to be working. Alright. The pullback. Classic. Of course. Why didn't you think of the pullback? Okay. This would be a good time to enter about here. Oh no. For a short. You guys, this is make sure you read the disclaimer. This is just for entertainment purposes and everything, so this is not for educational purposes. It's just to entertain you guys. Alright, so that's how it has to be. Okay, let's see. How am I doing? How am I doing? This is a mess, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, I didn't have my display capture on. Okay. Yeah, guys. OBS is easy if you want to learn. So you just gotta watch some videos on YouTube. Okay. All right, guys. So here's the strategy. Here's the magic formula for trading. Right here. Number one. God dang it. There we go. Thank you. Number one, you need a winning strategy. So you need to pick something that has a winning strategy. You can't just pick some silly strategy like, I don't know. There are some silly strategies out there that to me seem like this is too much of a, this needs too much of a special setup that you're just gonna sit and wait for some special setup. This is something you should be learning after learning some basic tactics on reversals or following a trend. Okay, so number one, you need a winning strategy, right? Number two, you need to stick to that strategy. Why? Number three, you need to see the outcome, how good you are. All right, so all the magic happens when you start to learn for a fact that you're getting better at trading because you're using the same strategy. The thing is, you can't be scared to abandon everything and do something better, because eventually you're going to find something. But you also have to weigh how much time you have, like how much you have to sacrifice. I'm getting help from my family, so I have some time. We're not rich. We got enough for food and everything is, we're pretty comfortable as far as food. So, I'm spending most of my time trying to make my life better. That's what you should do if you want to succeed. Right, so I'm spending my time not doing dumb things, but I'm spending my time trying to get better. I'm using the gift that I have some extra time because my family can pay for the house. That now I'm good enough to get some money, which we'll see, because I haven't even taken a trade. This will be my first official trade that I'm going to do. I'm doing it on YouTube and my trading journal. We'll see how it goes. So I'm basically, my strategy was train until you're battlefield ready. Like I'm ready. Like I see I would be entering here, I'd be exiting here. Now I'd be going short, right? I'm ready. I would have been, now I'm waiting for a perfect setup here, but at 404 I would have been going short on one mini contract. So let's see just how good I am. Would that have been the 10 points we're looking for? It seems it definitely would. Didn't touch it yet. It seems like it's going down, so that was my strategy. Just stay home, worry about making money, worry about teaching yourself how to make money, and you want to give back to your family now. So you want some financial freedom for you and your family. If that's what your idea is here, to learn something, get better. So I said I would have entered 404. Let's say at 94 flat, I would have exited and didn't hit 94 flat yet, correct? No, it did hit 94. Okay, so I would have exited for that 10 points. Nice 10 points. You want that 10 points. We're going to be counting how many points I get to keep track. I feel points are going to be a lot better than how much money you're making, because points will always be if you're winning or losing, and points will always be if you're winning or losing, and how much you're making doesn't matter as much because you can put on a lot of contracts. At the same time, you can't just expect everything is going to liquidate, right? So you can make a lot of money, but what really it's also obviously if you're making $20,000 day trading for 3 or 4 hours or even 2 hours, $20,000, like, that's nothing to shake a stick at, right? But what you really want is to count how many points you're making, how many points you're losing. You want to always be on the positive. Explain how losing is twice as bad as winning, right? The amount should feel twice as bad as winning. So winning, you get one, but when you're losing what you could have won, and you're losing your entry money. So when you lose twice. When you win once, basically. It's a hard thing to explain. It sounds like gibberish, but I'll explain that later. Now we got to pay attention to the pivot point. We're probably trying to get up to that pivot point. This seemed like it wanted to go down. We had a higher high. Higher low. Higher low. Higher low. Seemed like it wanted to keep going down. Now it's going up. Probably going to want to go up to that pivot point. We'll see. 404, I would have going short. This may just be a good time to double up on your short. We'll see what's happening. I'm going to get some water. Thank you very much. Be right back. Doing here. Alright, so at this point, this is one of those moments where it's going to be telling where we're going. If it goes up, we're going up. If it goes down, we're probably going down. So it's pulling up for the pivot point, and it's pulling down from the trend. You know, the trend is your friend. You want to follow the trend. See how's this looking? Oh, it's not looking good. This is not looking good. Oh, that's right. Okay. Everything is good. Everything is good. Okay. Oh, now we're going down. So, like I said, 0 people in the chat. See how long it takes to get anybody in the chat. It's probably going to continue with trends. The trend is your friend. Always remember that. Trend was going down. It's probably going to go down. Let's zoom out and see how we think the market's going to react until now to tomorrow. Oh boy, consolidating a lot here. Well, we got some kind of pattern, at least downward momentum. All right. So basically got downward momentum. Say we're in a bear market currently, not in a bull market. The macro view. The market keeps coming back to hit this line up here. This trend line. It's kind of crooked, but it's going. It starts back here, it goes like this. This is a really sloppy trend line, but it is basically higher lows. So higher low, higher low, higher low. And what is this? This is from 12 o'clock to 7 p.m. All right. We could go anywhere from here. We're probably going to go lower. Go lower than this point. If we break this point, we're probably going to go lower. We got some confluence here going on. We could bounce off this point or go through it. We'll see. We got pivot point down there. Pivot point up here though. It's all confusing right now, but I'm gonna find something that makes sense. Basically, in a bear market, on like the day chart, like the last 3 or 4 days, excuse me, we keep hitting about this trend line that's about in this area where the mouse line, where I'm moving the mouse, right? So we hit and we went down, we hit, and we're probably going down again. Probably gonna go down at least at least 50 points, maybe 60. So good place to take a short, it seems like. And on a smaller scale, the trend is also very bearish, not bullish. You see, this is a higher, from this point we get a higher low, higher low, higher low, So we're looking for a setup to the downside because why? Trend is your friend. This could have been a setup right here. Could have, should have, would have. But right here, this would have been a sloppy trend line. This area right here, and we could have broke down. We could have broke down to the bear side. Could have broke down to the downside. That would have been another 10 points missed. So we got to count how many points we're missing, how good we're doing in their trading. Like, I should have been able to catch this, because as time goes on, I know I'll be able to catch all of these mistakes that I'm doing. I'll be able to make a lot more money and be a lot better of a trader. But right now, I'm just catching the obvious setups that I can. I just want to start trading, so that's what I'm doing. Let's see when our first trade is going to be. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be a winner. I don't care. They say you can't predict the market. Get a good setup and win. Because I only have 75 points to play around with, right? For one contract. We're going to trade one contract until I get about $5,000 or $6,000 in equity. And then we'll go on to two contracts. And then another $3,000 will go on to three contracts. And we'll keep playing this dangerous game. Because the more contract, the less of a margin you have, right? More contracts, the less of a margin you'll have. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to scale up our equity and our position in order to take some kind of payout or be able to increase our contract size at the very least. But what we do want is we want to have a big margin. I'm playing a dangerous game here, so I'm pretty confident in myself. I would say $5,000. I would say about $6,000 for one mini contract as margin. That's including the 1,000. So you have $5,000 to play around with on one contract. That's like the super safe zone, right? I'm doing only $2,500 per contract. So until I make about $6,000, I shouldn't increase my contract size to 2. But what I'm going to do is at about $5,000, so or $6,000, I'm going to increase my contract size to 2, just so I have 3,000 per contract as margin. And one rule, if I didn't make that clear, anybody doesn't know, that for every futures contract, at least on the NASDAQ, so I'm not sure, you need it, right? The margins are different for different futures trading. So if you're trading gold, if you're trading oil, they have different margins, correct? Yes. And you want to find that day margin. What's that day margin? So for the NASDAQ minis, it's $1,000. So that means if you enter and you have $1,500 in equity, and it drops below $1,000, you're going to automatically be stopped out, from what I understand. So you really want to keep that margin in mind. It's all about margin. That's also why I like Trade-Evade, because it's got this margin thing right here. So when you enter, you see what kind of margin you have. Here we go. Market's going down. Could have entered. We're looking for a setup to the downside. We're not trying to enter a wave. It could pop right back up and make us a setup to the downside. We're just looking for 10 points, maybe 20 if we're greedy enough and lucky enough. Well, you don't want to be greedy. You never really want to be greedy. Unless you really feel confident, then you could push it. But what you want is you just want to pick yourself some kind of level of, this is what I could do. Right? 10 points, everybody could get 10 points. 5 points, don't even play with me, 5 points. You want to get 10 points, right? At least something like that. You just want to be positive. At the very least, you want to be positive. You don't want to lose money. All right. So we're consolidating here. We're going to look for reversal, because that's going to be our setup to the downside. If this starts popping up, it gives us like 4 or 5 candles. It's probably going to give us a great setup to the downside for 10, 20 points. I always want to keep the scale at about 10 points because this feels very, you want to keep the scale at about a familiar scale, right? You want to keep things consistent. You want to keep your strategy consistent. You want to keep your trading platform consistent. You know, you of course you could like do stuff differently if you really feel it, like, oh, I really want to do this and that. I mean, you have to do it on paper trading. Don't do it with real money. You think you could do it better, do it on paper trading. Prove it on paper trading. You don't want to prove it with real money. I proved to myself that I could make money paper trading, so now it's time to enter the market for real. So look at that. What about 404 I would have entered, right? I said, no, I'm scared, right? I'm not feeling it. That would have been 20 points. We would have been done already. But I was, nope, it's okay. We're going to wait up for another setup. We're going to wait for another setup, then take it. That probably was the best setup because it won. Wasn't a loser, it was a winner. We got to just wait. There's more setups every day, every second. Once I start going, I'll have some monitors. I'll have oil, gold. I'm just going to look for setups. So, once I get my setup going, it'll be nice. It's pretty fun. The best way to think about trading is that this is a game, okay? You can't win in the stock market, but you could win a video game, right? Really, if it was life and death, you can probably get good at a video game. But stock market, it's like stock. I mean, that's what everybody says. Everybody loses money on. Like 4 years of school just to begin, and you need a huge amount of experience to know what's going on. Like, you can't win in the stock market. No. Well, you could win in a game. A simple game that goes up and down. This is just a simple game that goes up and down, right? That's how I think about it. You gotta kind of, it's for the brain. It's not for it's not something I want to be like, it's not something I would be normally saying out loud. It's something more personal, right? You want to think about it personally as like, this is just a game. because you can win at a game, you can't win at the stock market, right? The whole idea is that you could do a lot better at a video game than you can the stock market. So don't think about this as the stock market. Think about this as a video game. All right, babbling. Sorry about that. Okay. And you want to train on paper trading, and paper trading, a demo account on Trade-of-8 is really great. It's really good. Pay like $12 for Trade-of-8 a month, and then like $4 for the CME information for the NASDAQ future minis, right? So you have to pay for Trade-of-8, and then you have to pay $4. Trade-of-8 $12, and then you pay the Chicago Mercantile Exchange $4 in order to get real-time NASDAQ E-mini pricing, right? You want the price action, you want the current price action, you need to pay $4 for that. You could get the NASDAQ E-mini price action for free, but it's 10 minutes delayed. You could get free price action for the NASDAQ E-mini, but it's 10 minutes delayed, right, people? So you need to pay $4 to get the current price action. So once you do that, you can start paper trading. Once you paper trade, you test your skills. You need to find a strategy, main strategy, and work it, right? And then have secondary strategies or some secondary thing once you're starting to succeed. All right, this is starting to look really good, like it wants to continue going down, but I don't know. I want to wait. Unless this starts dropping like a hammer. Once I enter. Oh boy, no, I'm babbling here. Just wait. Do a little better here. Okay. So the volume is going up. Now it's going to come down. Alright, I gotta get some water again. We're taking frequent breaks. Okay. The stock market went up, so. Hey, I got a view. Yes, got one view. All right. I gotta wait anyway. We got 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, let's see what I missed. How are we looking? How are we looking? Looking probably dandy here. Yep, didn't miss anything. I got one view, but I can't wait to get 2 views. Alright, looks like we're going short. Good time to enter. We'll wait. Making a little setup to the upside. You know, you could have a setup to the downside, like in this place. But if you're starting to get a setup to the upside like this, it's not good. Market could reverse on you, but this market just kept going down. We have a setup to the downside. It's going down, but this is really a setup to the upside again. Down here it's choppy, and up here it's flat. So we also have to be careful for things like that. The market can have a great setup to the downside, but if we're not paying attention, the market could sneak a setup to the upside. Like a setup could be happening, forming to the upside, and we don't react to it quick enough. And it just turns around and, for prop firm people, blows your accounts. And not big on prop firms. Not very big on prop firms. So, more of a live account guy. So we got a little consolidation happening here. If it breaks up, we're going up. If it breaks down, we're probably going down. It sounds simple, but you have to recognize these things. We went down, we're consolidating. Which way are we most likely to go for consolidating? The same way we were previously going, so we're probably going to go down again. Probably a safe place to take a short here. That sweet, sweet nectar of 10 points we're so thirsty for. Started, goodness, if you look closely, there's 3 candles making a setup to the upside, breakout to the upside, and just went up. Now it's doing the same thing, like 3 candles to the setup to the upside. So we gotta wait. I want a really nice entry here. Hey, the market could go down 100 points in the next 5-10 minutes, but I don't really have a setup to go to the downside, so we could be reversing. I could just pick the very bottom of the darn market before it decides to reverse. So we gotta wait. You see, now it just shot right up. I was thinking, yeah, it's a good place to go short down here. 75. Oh, look at that. That's 20 points in the wrong direction already. So I don't always have the best trades, but right here, I was like, maybe a short would be good. There you go. You had a setup to the upside, a small setup to the upside with 3 candles. What happened? We went up. You have to look out for the setup. That's 20 points already. From down here, realizing we're getting setups to the upside. This could have been a coincidence, but it's a strategy you got to hold on to. Eventually, what happens, you see, yes, just how good of a trader you are if the strategy is supposed to work. So if you don't pick a winning strategy, you don't hold on to it, how do you know how good you are? So that's one way of doing it. And that's the way I found is the best. I'm sure there's better, but this is pretty solid. Pretty solid. All right. Oof, yeah, we got a big volume spike. How many? 192 contracts. Yeah, so now you see, borrow this trend line. Let's see how it's happening here. So you have a trend line break. So right now I'm just going to be waiting for a setup to the downside. I believe it's still going to continue down, but we did just break the trend line. So this very well could just go straight up, but I think it's going to continue down. Because from this consolidation, we went up. So this could be a reversal from the consolidation. Consolidation says the market is going to continue going up, but we broke the trend line. I think we're going to continue going down because this is more of a liquidity sweep than anything to continue the market in the downwards direction. Let's squeeze the market up, look at it in macro view, and see that if we connected these 2 tops together, this one top here, this one top here, see we're in a downwards direction. We're bearish. right? Is everything working anyway? Talking to nobody here. Everything's working, right? Working. Good. Right, so I believe we're going to continue going down, but we're just going up for a nice liquidity sweep here. And the boring part, just gotta sit and wait. Hello, chat. Yes, I will be the first person to make a comment in chat. Yeah, this is the boring part. We just gotta sit and wait, see what happens. Let some candles form. Totally boring part. Just gotta sit and wait. Let's get those sweet, sweet 10 points. Come on. We go up to that pivot point. 9 EMA has crossed the 21 EMA. Crossed the trend line. Everything's pointing towards a strong upward momentum here. But I believe we'll be going down. So, sounds like no matter which way we're going to go, I'm going to be right. But this just indicates that we're at a 50-50 split right now. In my mind, from my point of view, because I believe we're going to go down, but 9 EMA has crossed over, 21 EMA have crossed over a trend line. We got the pivot point up there. Everything is indicating for a strong movement to the upside. But I believe we're still going to go down. Let's see what happens. Again, we're consolidating. We should continue in the direction previously moving. So up, consolidation, we should be breaking up. There's a little consolidation here, 5-6 candles, right? Should continue probably moving to the upside. Yeah, this is a waiting game, so let's just be patient. Put everything into tortoise mode. Just chill. It's tortoise mode, man. Just gotta chill a little bit. Just see what happens. I had a one floor giant house. Probably get a tortoise. Put a skateboard under him. It'd be great, wouldn't it? It's probably some guy that lives with a tortoise. He's pretty happy. Tortoises are pretty great. Alright. Which way is the market going? It looks like it wants to go down, but it's making a setup to the upside. Looks like so. I don't want to inflate the candles so much. Let's see the Heikinashi look. That's always fun. Yeah, they look like they're going down. Downward momentum. See, we have strong downward momentum. Heikinashi. Some corrections to the upside. Back to the candlesticks. Okay. Everything looking good. Looks good. Right above my head, alright. Okay, yep, going down. Should have entered. Look at that. That's alright, 93. It's 10 points already. Halfway to the, finished our goal. Halfway to the pot of gold. There was a setup to the upside, so that was really, it's really 50-50, but that Heikinashi looked really convincing. It was going to go down. I didn't want to listen to that Heikinashi because had a little setup here to the upside, little slant. It wasn't choppy like this right here. This is pretty choppy. This wasn't choppy. This had a slant to it. So there you go. Gotta wait. Want a nice setup. I don't want to lose that beginning account. I want to grow my balance. We got financial. We need some financial freedom in my family. Can't lose an account. Anyway, account. We're not trading prop firms here. We can't lose cash in our account. Right? We got 75 points to play with, and that's it. Every 10, 20 points we make is more money we can basically risk. More comfort we can afford. Larger the margin, like 6,500, right? That $6,000 as margin for one contract on the NASDAQ Mini. That is sufficient, right? Feel comfortable for one contract, $6,000. The bare minimum is $2,500 to start. That's what I'm using. I'm using $2,500 for one contract, bare minimum to start. And once I get $5,000, I can start doing 2 contracts. I'm going to wait till I make $6,000 so I could start doing 2 contracts. And then from there, it'll be history, I hope. So I have some money on the side to put more cash into my account in case stuff goes wrong. In case I lose my 75-point cushion. So that's the plan. Sharing it, hopefully other people want some financial freedom. I'm going to hopefully get an idea. Hopefully this is a good plan. This plan works for me. If it does not work for you, then don't do it. It has to feel right. Definitely this feels right to me, so this is what I'm doing. If this doesn't feel right, then I wouldn't do it. But this is just entertainment, right? If you want to follow me and take your own risk, then you're always liable for your own decision. You can't blame other people for your own failures, especially some crazy person on YouTube. You want to make your decisions off of books, financial advisors. You don't want to make your decisions in life off of people from YouTube. You need a real high level of discernment to take any kind of value out of YouTube people. This is just entertainment, right? You want to make sure that you are responsible for your own actions. Please read the disclaimer. Alright, now we're making a, let's get this line out of here. What's going on? What's going on? 9 EMA crossed over. Looks like it's really wants the hunger to go down. This is our setup to go down. But I wouldn't take it because it could go up 20 points, and I really don't want to lose 20 points. We only have 75 to play with. Alright, now this is just a waiting game. We gotta wait. Hope you enjoyed the entertainment. Alright, now we just gotta wait. They say you're not supposed to know where the market's gonna go. It's gonna go where I want it to go. Can't lose any money. Be extra sure when you're entering the market. You don't want to play, you don't want to lose. We could enter the market and leave the contract going all night. If the market starts to go down, we take a short and leave it all night. We'll see how it fared at 5 a.m. Central Time. No chat. No crazy person is going to be watching me at this time of night. That's alright. We gotta get some points. You could trade all day. People are trading. What am I talking about? Look at this. Dang it, OBS. Got a bunch of contracts going. That volume. No problem. Now, how to read volume. This is a great point. This is a great thing right here. We can see market went down. Big amount of volume. Probably means that the market's going to keep going that way. But then we got a big amount of volume going the other way. This is definitely a liquidity sweep though. As far as volume goes, you can see that this right here is a great liquidity sweep because we're in a bearish trend, right? The market went up, large amount of volume, and it started to go down. This is a classic liquidity sweep right here. You gotta see that one. Because when you see the market is bearish and contracts are starting to go up and the market's going the other way, like this, right? You could enter or you could wait. But if you waited, you could see that the market started to go down and you can take a short here. You could see that this would be a liquidity sweep. This is a side tactic. Our number one tactic is trend lines, breaks and trend lines for reversals and basically following trends, right? And setups. This is a very secondary goal. Well, read the volume. It's going up. Market goes the other way after. Great point for a liquidity sweep. This is a liquidity sweep, and this is telling us the market's probably going to head in the downwards direction from here. I feel really safe to take a short, but I just don't have that setup I want. I should take this short right here. Let's see. 381. What would happen? All right. I'm going to get some water. Thank you very much. Be right back. All right. Market has frozen. It doesn't want to move. I'd be in trouble. But I kind of want to start to get out of here. I want to get those points, get out of here, get ready for tomorrow. So I'm starting to feel this should be a bad sign that I want to get out of here. But it's starting to put me in the mood to trade. So I want to get out of here, but that's usually a bad sign because you should be already ready to trade. If you want to get out of here, that means you want to start changing your strategy and method into a worse one. You don't want that. But I was feeling a little bit slothish, right? Not really feeling it. So now I want to get out of here. I'm starting to rev up. Come on, market. Move, give me those points. Sooner or later, it's going to move. It's going to move good. We'll get 20, we'll get 40 to 10 points, I bet. Just got to wait and see. Just got to wait and see what happens. Oh, the waiting game begins. What to do, what to do. We gotta be watching the candle. Current candle. What's it gonna do? Does it wanna go up? Does it wanna go down? Staying sideways. Alright, looks like it wants to go down. We could enter here, but there's a little confluence level. Kind of worried about this level. Confluence right here. Got this trend line here just hanging out. Alright. Much better. Alright, let's get those 10 points. 10 points, baby. Come on, 10 points. Where are you, 10 points? Oh my god. Can't believe I bid that by accident. Alright, 10 points. Let's go. Where are you? Where are you? I'm looking for you. Don't fool me. Market is always trying to trick you, fool you, to go in the wrong direction, right? Market is a collection of everybody's psychology. So, if you're not thinking and you're just trading, market knows exactly what you want to do. You gotta think when you trade. Right? If you're not thinking and you're gonna trade, you need a paper trade. Because if you're not thinking and you want to trade, you need a paper trade so you can see that the market is going to obliterate you. It's made to trick you, to take your money. Right? It's not really that bad. The point is just to know that it's there, but the point is to know that it's there, but just basically forget about it. It's just as long as you're keeping to your strategy, you shouldn't have to worry. Now we got to set up to the downside here. We got these candles making a nice setup to the downside. This is what we're looking for an entry. We want to make sure we're following a strategy, right? As long as we're following a strategy, we basically know what's going to happen. We're either going to win in that strategy, lose in that strategy, or we're going to do the strategy wrong, or we're going to do the strategy right. And those are three things you got to get aligned in order to even start training, right? We want to start to train, go to Tradeovate, make an account, pay the $12 a month, pay the $4 for the CME data. You get that $15 a month basically, so you could paper trade, live paper trading. Now we got to set up to the downside. Looks juicy. I really like this. I just want to get a trade in and get going. Alright. Here we go. This is how we trade. Use trend lines. I'm just waiting for that break to the downside. Bearish trend, basically. Higher lows. This is going to be a higher low. Come on. Alright, I'm excited. But I'm in control. Totally in control. Excited, but in control. Alright. Just a waiting game. Just gotta wait. Pay attention to the current price action candle. Make sure they are not doing something you should be paying attention to. Make sure the market is good. And make sure the market is we gotta make sure the market isn't trying to trick you, right? Make sure you see what the market is doing. So you gotta watch the current candle, right? Like right there, that candle. It broke the trend line, went straight up. Just messing with the trend line a little bit. Moving that trend line over. Alright, that was trend line. It's not as steep. It's that basically. A second. There you go. Alright. Oh, watch the trailer. What's happening? Sorry. Alright. Watch that trend line. Watch the candle. See what's happening. Walk away for a second. Give me a second. Great. Perfect. Took a little break. Looks like it's starting to cross over. Great. The price action is trying to cross over the trend line. All right, 2 viewers. 2 views so far. That's what I'm talking about. We gotta wait. Looks like the market's gonna break to the downside. Got this upward momentum. 9 EMA. Okay. See how we're doing. Doing alright. Well, it doesn't seem like it's going how we wanted it to go. We made the trend line. We found which way the trend is going. We're in a bearish trend. We got a bear flag. What happened? It didn't really happen. It wants to go down, that's what I would say, but doesn't seem to have any kind of momentum to the downward side. Would have entered already. It does not want to even move the slightest. seems like it's going to continue to the upside. Seems like it's going to the upside, but my analysis says it's going down. So we always got to go with the analysis. But the fact that I think it's going up is a strong indicator to think twice about which way the market's going to go. Now you got like a 50-50, 40-60 thing happening. It's like 40% going up, 60% going down. What are you going to choose? %40 is going up, 60% is going down. So there you go. That could have been my 10 points right there. No, I decided to wait. That was the setup. I didn't want to break down. I just went straight down. Well, this was a dangerous entry for our very fragile account. I'd rather wait than take a loss. The loss is always twice as hard as winning. Winning, you only get one. When you lose, it's like you're losing two. So this was a terrible entry, actually. It just consolidated after breaking the trend line, then dropped. Why did it have to consolidate? Should be having some 2 or 3 candles to the downside. No, just one big candle. So this is a dangerous trade for a fragile account. We can't risk much. Oh boy. Okay. There you go, that was 10 points right there to the downside. Which way is it gonna go? Probably the way the trend is. Unless this pulls back. I'm screwed, I gotta wait even longer now. Need those 10 points. I get 20 points, $400. Not rolling in money. $400. Man. Yeah. $400. There you go. Oh my gosh, that's your 20 points. I could have been done with the day already. Nope. Pull it back. Time out. Alright. Pullback? Nope. What it did do, drop 20 points. Wonderful. That's what we were looking for. We get a second trend line going even. Let's see if we could just scalp 10 points. Pay attention to what happens. This is the pullback right here. I pull back and continue down. Oh yeah. Alright, looks like a really good trade now. 10 points at the very least. But across the trend line, so we gotta kind of wait. That seems like market wants to go up, break to the upside. We're still on a downward trend, so you gotta understand the difference here. Market wants to move up, but it's still on the downwards trend, right? Making a new higher low. See, the market at night is going to move. Sooner or later, it's going to move. Especially if you're doing an overnight session or wasting hours between market open and the nighttime. You'll find something, but it's gonna cost you. Gosh, definitely need a new chair. This thing is uncomfortable. My God. At this point, I think I want to take down the target goal to 10 more points, to 10 points, and forget about it. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it, really. Gotta figure out the patience for it. I'm just starting this, so just starting out. You got to give me a break. You give me some space. Got to give me some time. Get this all down. This is all a mess right now. I'm going to figure it out. It's going to be good, nice, shiny. Just gotta wait and see what happens. We might not take any trades today. I'll give it another half hour. See how it goes. And that was basically a waiting game. Consolidated, going sideways. It was really boring. When the boring stuff happens, I'll wait and wait. This is the boring part. We just gotta wait, see what happens. Let's spike to the upside. Now we got a nice consolidation. We're probably going to continue in the previous direction, which is bearish. These consolidations keep turning around, so okay, we gotta figure out which way the market's gonna go. Alright, I'm gonna walk away for a second. This is infuriating. Full 2 views from people. Feels good. All right. Markets are dead. Pretty sure I missed my opportunity for those 10 points I really wanted. Give it 20 more minutes. Get rid of some of these trend lines. Excuse me. Consolidating anyway. Trend lines that like that are for trends. All right. Really want to get those 10 points now. All right. All right. Holy shit. There we go. We just gotta wait for move to happen. Market doesn't want to move, and then it moves. There are always moves available. Just gotta wait for a good one. Alright, this is the boring part. We just gotta wait. See what happens. Consolidating. We ended up going a little bit down. Now we're going a little bit up. Just gotta wait, but we're making a setup to the downside now. This is a good area of confluence here. I'm gonna wait. I'll be right back. Setup builds. Alright. How we doing? Setup building? Oh yeah. Nice setup building. Okay. Another setup to the downside. We'll wait and see. This looks like it's going to start heading up a little bit more before it goes down. Do the pullback right away. We got set up to the downside. It's a pullback right away. Probably gonna go down. Could continue going up. Could be the very bottom. I gotta wait and find out which way it's going. These first trades are the worst because you really can't make a mistake on them. Need that margin cushion nice and fluffy. Alright, we got this trend line break. I just wants to go down, but could very well continue up. I have a good feeling we are going to be going down. It's going to be just that simple. Alright, looks like it's heading down. Okay, let's take it. Let's take it. Let's take it. Order. Hmm. Alright, we gotta get in this market. We gotta win. Get those 10 points. See, now it's starting to head down from our trend line break. It's doing these little consolidation before heading down. Trend line breaks. Yeah. 1 second. All right, people. Market is not doing anything. I think I'm going to leave it up to the morning now. The market go. Yep, a little bit too nervous to trade. Today's trades were 0, no trades. Alright. Ending the stream. No trades. Whatever. First stream. Pretty happy I did it. Pretty happy everything worked out basically. Till tomorrow. Thank you very much. Goodbye.